To be or not to be? That is the question. Hi everybody and welcome back. Now my friends, as you may have guessed, this video is for my MET students who are about to take the board exam for teachers. And our topic for today is William Shakespeare, particularly his play Hamlet. But before we begin, let me show you first my references for this video. Number 1 is the complete works of William Shakespeare. Next is the illustrated tales from Shakespeare and the Shakespeare Encyclopedia. Now, short background about this play. It was written around 1600s and the setting is in Elsinore Castle, Denmark. The period was around from the medieval times up until the Renaissance. And my friends, Hamlet is considered as the lengthiest play of Shakespeare with a total of 4,042 lines with 20 scenes and 5 acts. Let us now have the characters. But I must warn you, my friends, this is going to be a bit complicated. Why? Because number 1, there are some name duplications, and number 2, because there is a very unorthodox family dynamics in this story. Well, anyway, let's get into it. Number 1 is Prince Hamlet, and he is the protagonist of the play. Number 2 is King Claudius, and he is the antagonist. Now, my friends, it must be noted that King Claudius is Hamlet's uncle and at the same time stepfather. Now, how did that happen? Simple. Because my friends, Prince Hamlet's father, King Hamlet, yes, my friends, pareho ang pangalan nung prince tsaka nung king. Now anyway, when King Hamlet died, his brother, Claudius, took the throne. Actually, not only the throne, but also King Hamlet's wife, Gertrude. So, pinakasalan ni Claudius si Gertrude and he also became the next king. And that makes him the uncle and at the same time, stepfather of Prince Hamlet. The other characters are Ophelia, Prince Hamlet's love interest, Horatio, Prince Hamlet's best friend, Laertes, brother of Ophelia, and Polonius, the father of both Ophelia and Laertes. Polonius is also the Lord Chamberlain. Let us now have the plot. Now, my friends, when King Hamlet died, his brother Claudius took the throne. And not only that, he also married King Hamlet's wife, Gertrude. And actually, all is well up until one night when the ghost of King Hamlet appeared before his son, Prince Hamlet, telling him that he was murdered by his own brother, Claudius. And because of that, my friends, Prince Hamlet swore that he would avenge the murder of his father. In avenging his father's murder, Prince Hamlet was able to have a grand plan, but to steer away from suspicion, he pretended that he is going crazy. Prince Hamlet was consumed by his thirst for vengeance, and this caused a lot of strains in his relationships, particularly with his beloved Ophelia. Now, Prince Hamlet arranged for actors to perform in a play featuring the murder of his father. And my friends, this proved to be very effective because while the play was going on, King Claudius walked out of the room, proving his guilt. Indeed, he is guilty of killing his own brother, King Hamlet. Now, because of what happened during the play presentation, Prince Hamlet decided that he must converse with his mother Gertrude about the issue. But my friends, their conversation turned into a heated confrontation, and it did not end well. Why? Because my friends, while they were speaking with each other, they did not know that behind the curtains is Polonius. And my friends, when Hamlet learned that there is somebody behind the curtains, he stabbed that person without any knowledge of who that is. And my friends, in the end, Hamlet realized that he killed Polonius, the father of his beloved Ophelia. And because of this very unfortunate event, Prince Hamlet, before even having enough evidence to accuse his stepfather of murder, was arrested and was exiled to England. And my friends, in reality, King Claudius arranged Prince Hamlet's execution in England. But fortunately, Prince Hamlet was able to escape and he went back to Denmark. And my friends, upon the return of Prince Hamlet to Denmark, he was informed that Ophelia was driven mad because of grief, and subsequently she died of drowning. And my friends, Laertes, the brother of Ophelia and son of Polonius, swore that he would avenge the deaths of his sister and his father. And because of that, he connived with Claudius in putting up a plan on how to kill Prince Hamlet. And here is the plan. Claudius asked Laertes to challenge Prince Hamlet to a fencing match, without Hamlet knowing that the sword to be used by Laertes was lashed with poison. And my friends, Claudius really wants Hamlet dead. Why? Because he was able to have a contingency plan. If ever, Laertes failed to kill Hamlet on that fencing match, Claudius prepared water with poison so that if Hamlet would drink it, he would die definitely. But my friends, unfortunately, the one who drank the poisoned water was Gertrude. So Gertrude died. And during the fencing match, of course, Laertes was able to stab Hamlet with that poisoned blade, and Hamlet also stabbed Laertes. And my friends, before even dying, Hamlet also stabbed Claudius. So my friends, in the end, almost all of our major characters died, like Gertrude, Laertes, Ophelia, Polonius, and also Hamlet. Very tragic. The only person who lived would have to be Horatio, who also planned on committing suicide because of what happened to Hamlet. But Hamlet said, no, don't die, because somebody needs to live for the story to be told. And my friends, that was the task of Horatio, to tell the world of this particular story, to tell the world of what happened in Denmark during that time. So my friends, with the exception of Horatio, in the end, all of our major characters died. Indeed, this is a Shakespearean tragedy. Very, very tragic. Actually, my friends, in reality, the plot that I was able to give you is very simple. That is the simplest take on Hamlet. It is so far away from how the play actually is. Because if you're going to read the entire play, you would realize that the story is very complex. It deals with a lot of issues like suicide, like vengeance, like deceit, like murder, a lot of things. It is very rich with good ideas. So I suggest, if you have time, please read Hamlet. It is worth your time, definitely. Now, in the board exam for teachers, questions about Hamlet would commonly appear. But I think in the last 2 years, the most common question was about the soliloquy, to be or not to be. Only that I think PRC would have a different take on it. I'm not saying that they're wrong, but if you're going to ask me, the definition of the soliloquy is very different from how they want it to be perceived by the test takers. Why? In the exam, the question was, in the soliloquy, to be or not to be, what characteristic was being shown by Hamlet? And the top two choices would have to be number 1, indecision, and number 2, doubt. And my friends, I think if I'm going to answer that question, my answer would have to be indecision. Because I think in most parts of the play, one of the negative traits of Hamlet would have to be his inability to decide on what he really wants to do. And I think that is the reason why the play became so lengthy. And that is because Hamlet kept on vacillating on certain issues. But in that particular soliloquy, I strongly believe that it is not about deciding on one thing or another. It's about death, about suicide. Like if you would read the following lines after to be or not to be, that is the question. he is a bit vacillating on the idea of should he face the world of troubles, or should he just give up and, take a rest. But in the exam, my friends, the answer would have to be indecision. So my friends, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. And should you want to know more about Shakespeare, or should you want to watch more about the works of Shakespeare, please visit my other vlogs. Actually, I included the link down below so you may visit it. It's about the Merchant of Venice. In the meantime, thank you for watching and see you again soon. Bye everybody.